Ryan, I have four things, as I was explaining. Oh, Ryan's lost. Ryan's lost. Ryan's lost alert. I think he was screened. Whenever you like leave the studio to go on your phone, the camera just freezes on its last no image, which could be a design flaw of the studio, I believe. Ryan, I have an.
Studio goes with you, David.
It's a weird thing to say on our show, but we'll understand why as we get into it. But I have a story about a Roblox YouTuber. I know it sounds like why would that be on this channel? But trust me,
I know exactly why this is on this
do you
table, this
do
channel.
you know this? Do you know the story already?
I heard a class action lawsuit was happening with Roblox. I do remember on this program, David, we have covered some of the virtual skins unlocked in the world, and we also covered when they were free gazaning in Roblox. So,
Okay.
yes, David.
Okay. Interesting. That's not why. It's it's trust me, it's good. Uh we got to get it. We have to talk about the federalization of the DC police. We have to get into this. Um Israel they must have found more booby traps. And I saw a statistic about the United Kingdom today that I thought it's an old
Is that all
statistic.
these SWAT raids were, David? Was just door to door, making sure that they weren't booby trapped. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong house. We'll just make sure there's no booby traps here.
Well, perhaps, right? Perhaps. But the UK, I saw a statistic about the UK that I thought must be talked about. As always, Ryan, uh, I will allow you to pick the first thing we talk about. But also, we don't. I don't know how long this show is going to be because some of these things, like as we get into them, I promise you, we're just gonna go. But also, if you feel free, Ryan, if you've seen any other things throughout the day that I missed, do always feel free to step in. Do you have anything to say to the faithful audience, Ryan, before we get into the first thing?
Happy Monday. That's all I got.
That was weak AF, Ryan. Pick your first. Go.
Roblox.
You want to get the Roblox?
Yeah. I heard on the radio on like 103 that there's a class action lawsuit because some kids were groomed from a
It's
lobby that stemmed from Roblox, and Roblox did not. I don't know if the company knew or they didn't monitor their chat, but there's a class action lawsuit, at least on the radio. I know the radio is kind of bullshit, but I'm assuming if it hit the airwaves, it must be somewhere in cyberspace as well, David.
excellent. It's in the ballpark. Let me put this up on the screen now for to set the table for this for anyone who doesn't know what Roblox is. Um, Roblox is like a first of all, it's an app. You can have it on your phone. You can have it on your computer. You can have it on a tablet. You can get it on certain like Xbox and PlayStation. You can download it, and it's
For
like a
free. It's
hub.
a free.
Yes, and it's a hub where kids play many different games that within Roblox are developed by people, and the games are all different. There's like what's called like tycoons and simulators and all types of fun stuff. So for kids, it's a great app, right? And there's been some developments over time with this app that have been a little sketchy. And with anything like this, maybe you can
Does
have
the little guy
security.
play? And that's why you've been so like eyes to the
Oh,
ground about
he's
Roblox.
absolutely. We've definitely played our fair share of Roblox games together, even. Um, and it can
It's
it
pretty
can be
cool.
fun.
It's
Yeah, it
pretty
can
cool.
be fun depending on what you play.
It's like
Now,
a
uh,
Minecraft meets Sims kind of game.
sure. And there's avatars and all types of stuff. But keep in mind,
Mhm.
this is primarily based for kids. So, with all that said, with the foundation laid, a popular Roblox player and YouTuber was banned from Roblox after receiving cease and desists from the billion-dollar company because he and his team exposed child predators on the platform. So,
Whoa.
Roblox player and YouTuber, I suspect, has a relatively large following. If Roblox themselves said, "Hey, cut it out," now, not to maybe to possibly defend Roblox, maybe they just didn't want the bad publicity. I get it. Doesn't necessarily mean they're complicit in any child predatory things. However, um, it doesn't look good. So He gets a cease and desist. They said, please stop talking about this. And then he's banned from the game. Now, this is a thread, so we can get into all this stuff. Schleb, I don't know if that must be the YouTuber / Roblox player's name. Created by Michael and backed by 6 advocacy-minded individuals, is on a mission to keep minors safe. Their work has already led to 6 arrests of child predators, and was even spotlighted by local California news. So this is no joke. This is fairly serious. It was a
Tim Police about
21-year-old who was trying
21-year-old to lure a
13-year-old.
13-year-old. Wow,
Yes.
dude.
Now, if you're a child predator, Roblox seems like it would be a great place to go because, again, primarily child focused. If you're after children, you go to where the children are. So it is something where Roblox, and I hope they take this seriously. I know the cease and desist letter and everything. I hope this takes this seriously because you have a responsibility if you are Roblox to protect the kids that are on your platforms. Just flat out. There's no excuse for this to happen. Michael, now 22, was himself a victim as a minor when an adult targeted him while he was playing Roblox 6 years ago. The trauma nearly drove him to take his own life. When his mother reached out to the Roblox team, she was brushed off. So this is kind of where it's problematic. Because people are letting Roblox know, hey, there's a problem. There's a problem. There's a problem. Some people go as far to say is like, there's a problem, and here's the specific game. Here's the specific developer. Here's the specific player. Go take them off the platform. What is the excuse? After recovering, Michael chose to stay on the platform because he had made genuine friends. But after years of playing, he discovered that child predators were still rampant on Roblox. So he took matters into his own hands, launching a personal crusade to expose them. So fucking outstanding. At one point, he even offered his help directly to Roblox to keep kids safe. Not only did the company ignore him, CEO David Baszucki blocked him on X. Now Roblox has officially labeled vigilante groups like him as a platform risk and warned that anyone involved could have had their accounts banned, calling their efforts harmful to others. So Roblox, if you are exposing predators on the Roblox platform, you are the harmful person.
Is it hyperbole to say that Roblox is covering up for pedophiles, harboring pedophiles,
Well,
promoting pedophilia? They're specifically illicitly promoting and allowing child predators.
I certainly
Roblox is
think
cultivating child predators. They're cucking you. This
at,
is a
at
cucker.
at some point, like I said, they are complicit in this. If it's brought to your attention and you ignore it, and worse than ignoring it, attack the people bringing it to your attention.
So now some of these vigilante group, David, I assume they boot up the game and then they go in the world as a Roblox character, fucking bounce around and say, "Hey, you creepy fuck, get out of here. We know you're a pedophile. We're gonna spam." They would probably click on his gamer tag or his profile name and then spam the button that says report player or something. I'm assuming that's what they're doing.
I would imagine that could be part of it. Also, again, they could just be simply like this guy was a YouTuber. He could have just been recording his gameplay and saying like, "Dude, look, like just look at what's happening."
Yeah, because on Xbox, I know, like, the N word was said online long before it was said outside, obviously, David. So, but if you want to get somebody banned from an Xbox chat, just say they said the N word, and those dudes won't play the Xbox for like 30 days. They don't even ask. Microsoft doesn't even fucking ask the question. They just ban you. So if Microsoft can be like that, Roblox obviously is on all of these platforms, David. You would assume with how powerful social media companies and entertainment value is, David, you would assume Roblox is probably, what is the net worth of Roblox as a company, David? I'm sure this is a small milquetoast company. It doesn't have billions of dollars. It's not like it gets direct funding from fucking microtransactions, David. A free game that they make billions on, huh? I wonder how they do it.
Yeah, I don't.
Hold up. I'm sure there's a number how many people play Roblox. I mean, I know there's the Steam accounts
Roblox market cap is 90.64 billion.
$1 trillion game.
No,
I'm sorry,
90 billion. Yeah.
$100 trillion game.
100 billion.
100 billion. Free.
Yeah.
A free game. Market
Sure.
cap 100 billion.
Yeah.
2 Elon Musks.
No, 1/4 Elon Musk.
Oh, I'm sorry. Elon's 500. That's right.
Yeah, he's in that neighborhood. But still, 90 the
Alleged
game
Musk.
has been valued at $90 billion. And keep in mind, when you have something like that, that doesn't mean if Elon Musk walked up to Roblox and said, "I'll give you $90 billion." Keep in mind, Twitter was bought for $30 billion. So 3x what Twitter was purchased for. Again, that doesn't mean Elon
And
Musk
that
could
was
walk
free
up to
speech,
Roblox.
right?
Yes.
And
That doesn't mean Elon Musk could walk up to Roblox and offer him 90 billion and they would take it, because Roblox probably thinks we're 90 billion now, but who knows? In 10 years, we could be worth 250 billion. So would it
especially
be
if you
worth
look at
taking 90
Minecraft.
billion? That's the conversation that would be had. So the likelihood that they would take the 90 billion that their market cap is super unlikely. Unless
Because they're
they think
probably
they're going
valued
to have a
double.
downward trajectory.
Which this could do it, David.
Well, it could, which, maybe would make the CEO block you on X. Which means if that is the case, that means they are placing the value of their company over the value of your children's lives, which, would you be surprised?
Can I go full conspiracy?
Sure.
The CEO of Roblox fucks kids. I mean, you're
You should
either a
probably
groomer, you either groom or you fight the groomers. I don't know if I don't think you
you
can
should wait for you should probably wait for the facts.
No, I don't think a cop waits for the facts or a firefighter. I don't think the fire department waits for the facts on the fire, Dave. They just run in that motherfucker and get the people out of there. I don't know if we know this, but when it comes, there's very few things, Dave, that we talk about in this program that are non-negotiables. But there's even fewer things that we talk about on this program that you can do one or the other, but you cannot do both. In the day and age of politics, everybody wants to talk about both sides and sit on the fence post with it shoved up their ass. When it comes to grooming children, Tim Pool, you can't be a fence sitter. Not saying he is. I'm using him as a prime example of the political thing I just said. He would, he would sway on the side of shut down Roblox and get the kid fuckers out of there.
Yes, Tim Pool, who is known
Is
for
the
being a bit of a
notorious.
fence sitter, in this situation would be sitting on no fences. It would be
Yeah,
shut down the pedophiles.
Yeah,
100%.
he'd blow up the fence posts. Look, Roblox. I don't need I don't need a sophisticated web. I don't need plausible deniability. I don't need ChatGPT to blackmail the CEO. He either steps down or he's fucking kids. That's all there is. That's it. There is no more of this gray area about our children. I'm tired of it. It's a $500 billion game. What, $100 billion? How much stuff is even worth $100 billion?
Can't be that many.
You know what I mean? These people made a metaverse to get your kids groped and groomed in. A dude wanted to kill himself over a video game. And then it's also funny, he did what in video games you're supposed to do, David, which is form a team and fight back against the evil, corrupt game. And he did that in the game to the game, and the game didn't like it. Isn't that weird how the robots conspire against the Roblox, David? Ain't that funny? Roblox, robots. Oh my God, it's synonymous, David. It's weird how words are. That dude's fucking kids. I don't care. I don't need facts. I'm not waiting for the facts. If they don't shut it down, it says everything I need to know.
So far, Schleb has been responsible for the arrest of 6 child predators. I Fight for Kids and his group took down a game developer who was active on Roblox, creating his own game, messaging 14-year-olds and admitting watching child pornography involving victims as young as infants. Infants.
A game programmer, David. You mean the people that study how the mind works, David, so that they can figure out how to release your dopamine receptors, huh? Those little psychological little nerds that are called app developers, little psychologists. That's all they are. They're not app developers. They're little biological psychologists, David.
Why are you talking about Roblox on your political show? Politics don't affect my life.
No, politics don't matter, Dave. History, religion, politics, people. It's kind of makes common sense.
Your
I'm
kids are
pretty sure
being
we've seen a
groomed by
history
Roblox.
of billionaires fucking our kids, David. I'm pretty sure I've seen Brad. I don't remember the name of the guy, but I'm pretty sure it was pretty high profile.
Is it the guy
I'm
that
pretty
hung
sure there was
himself
a
with a bed
billionaire that
sheet?
was fucking kids. Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure he had a private island or something. You know, a private island billionaire is pretty much, you know, there a private island billionaire and a virtual reality made of billionaires, you know, it's not the same thing or nothing.
No, this is a completely different. Schlepp regularly reported child predators to Roblox, individuals actively grooming minors on the platform. Roblox often takes a long time to suspend them or simply ignores the reports altogether. Some of these predators' avatars openly promote age play and display map flags. Now, remember, map minor attracted persons. Display map flags and apparel, openly identifying themselves as minor attracted persons, PDF, or just simply starring "I love minors." I love minors on the shirt of an avatar. Kids.
Yeah, sure. You know, Dave, that's what 12-year-olds do when you give them an unlimited sandbox to make any shirt they want on their avatar.
They
They're
they,
definitely
they
not.
choose "I
They're
love
definitely not
minors."
putting. Yeah, they're not putting fuck or shit on there. That's definitely not what I was doing. Not putting a big hog on there, or fucking big pile of shit. I'm not doing that with my unlimited T-shirt design. Definitely not drawing dicks on there.
I love minors.
I love minors, Dave.
That's cut. That's cut and dry. That person suspended immediately. The vigilante group has been contacted by hundreds of victims and potential victims, thanking them for their work and advocacy to keep children safe. Yet Roblox claims such groups are increasing the risk of more users being exposed to bad actors. Hundreds of victims, and those are the ones who reached out.
How come it's happening on Roblox, David? Didn't we see the thing? What was it? A couple years ago when there was that child, or was that in Minecraft? That they had a library in one of the worlds that you could go into if you lived in like a communist country, and you could go in there and they had a library of all your banned books in your language, so you could go in Roblox or Minecraft and you could read like 1984 in Mandarin. Did you hear about this?
No, I don't remember this.
Maybe you can grok it because it's just, I mean, it's worth mentioning. I just don't know. I guess what I'm saying is, I know we're in the day and age of multiverses and quasi crystals, David, but like, why is it these building worlds? Why is it these Legos worlds? Why is it these user generated games? Is that how they're labeling them? These
The the uncensored library. The Uncensored Library is a Minecraft project created by Reporters Without Borders and the Minecraft design collective Blockworks to combat censorship by providing access to banned books and articles from countries with limited press freedom. It exists as a Minecraft server and a downloadable world, allowing players to explore the library and read censored content within the game. The
so I'm
library is structured with different wings representing various countries such as Iran, Russia, Vietnam, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Egypt. Each wing features unique architectural designs to symbolize the censorship practices in that particular country, like a labyrinth in Vietnam or a cage in Saudi Arabia. Inside, players find articles and books that are banned or censored in those countries, giving them access to information that would be unavailable. Wow, that's fucking wild.
this is going to be a link, but just because I love Assassin's Creed, when Notre Dame burned, what was that? Fuck, 2020, something like that. 2019. No, it was right before the pandemic. I think it got hit by lightning or something. Anyways, during when Notre
Yeah,
Dame
I
burned,
don't know
they
specifically.
contacted Ubisoft because they made Assassin's Creed Unity was taking place in the French Revolution time period, and they actually used Assassin's Creed Unity and they pulled up all the in models of the game of in models, and they used it to actually get the measurements of Notre Dame so that they could restore Notre Dame after the fire because the fire damage. So I know like I'm kind of crossing a lot of things here, but I think it's just worth mentioning that we have these artificial worlds, we have these VR worlds for older people. David, I know this is like our generation shit, but for people that might be like a little older in their 40s or closer to 50, you think video games are dumb, and I understand that. And I've always loved games. I've gotten older, I've played them less. It doesn't change the quality of storytelling. But I will say when we start seeing these games, because let's be honest, they're not games, they're multiverses. When we're seeing these multiverses being repurposed for things other than entertainment, I think it's worth noting the censorship library is fucking cool. I mean, literally, that is that's like a that's saving humans. Like that is like they're literally giving people freedom from a video game. And wow, it's dope, right? Like that's the whole point of games, in my opinion, and all that. But the point in saying that is, anytime we see these avenues and these games and all these other contents that we have, we're in the day and age of multiverses. Everything will be VR world. There will be a December 1773 multiverse. There will be the Joe Rogan experience verse. There will be a fucking Russell Brand verse, I'm sure. And in the day and age when I talked about yesterday, where 60% of us are outside of the real world most of our life, 60% of it, um, we have to, like, I'm not expecting everybody to go stop grooming on Roblox, but watch what the fuck is going on out here. You know, I always talk about the things I see on the internet. Tate was a prime example. It's probably the best example I have ever had outside of something that I heard from Alex. Tate was the best example of I've ever had in my personal life that I saw something coming on the internet as far as like an actual force that will be to reckon with as far as like content and figuring out and incorporating it into our program, David. Tate was the prime example, and he took over. And I called that thing in October of 2020, and he took over. I thought it was fun. It was exciting. It was cool. Like I mean, we can go back and watch the shows, but
Well, and he was I think part of it, he just happened to catch fire when COVID happened, and he was just he nailed it with COVID every time.
it, yeah, it was everything. But to he's the prime example of like, you know, now we're looking at him as through the eyes of like he was trying to do something good for the world. We're looking at Roblox as that they're kind of being shitty and shady because maybe money or whatever brand reputation. But they're still parallel because look at the impact and the cultural impact these people have on the world. We're not at the point, you know, for the day and age that I can't scream fire in a movie theater, David, it's pretty remarkable that one person can reach every person on the globe, but you think it's not the same as screaming fire in a movie theater when you censor them or when you don't believe them. I'm not saying just because you have a following that your voice matters more, but Tate's if Tate were to say something, people listen to it more than you know what I mean? Like there's gravity behind these platforms now. There's gravity behind these worlds, these multiverses, these quasi crystal enhancements of reality. There's weight there. And when the people strike back against the pedophiles, you know, there's no different than Nero. I mean, I'd love to see if Minecraft has a dark server that's hiding fucking cryptic knowledge for Saudi Arabians. Where's the black web on those Roblox servers? Is that where all the characters run around naked, David?
Are you
And they're
telling
all
me though
dressed
that
like Satan?
here's the thing with that Minecraft thing, and we have a chat I want to read, but here's the thing with the Minecraft thing. Like if they have that and people in Saudi Arabia knew to go there, like how did the Saudi Arabian government not know about it and shut it down?
How can you shut that down? It's built in it's a world in the game. You'd have to block Minecraft from the
Dude,
country.
YouTube is blocked in China. Like they can block stuff. They have the ability to make that happen.
Okay.
Like, well, I
That
don't.
may be true. But as long as Roblox is available, the government can't shut it down.
Sure they could.
I mean, also, how are you going to find out about that information? Because in those countries, I'm assuming if
I don't
I
know
were
how
the
anybody.
fucking
How
so
would anybody find out about it? Like, how did
yeah, I'm
players know
assuming.
to find it?
because somebody probably was building it, and then it's word of mouth. But that's what I mean. If I'm the only Asian in my fucking village that has a PlayStation, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I'm gonna tell everybody or show everybody this. Like, I don't,
What if governments just blocked or like brushed it off like to its citizens as if it was like Minecraft
dude.
propaganda,
There's got to be governments
Western
involved
culture propaganda?
on $100 billion. You're telling me that none of the government officials knew about this?
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's like no way.
$100 billion. Nobody
Mhm.
knew that kid fuckers were on there trying to fuck kids. Nobody.
Some
Nobody.
random YouTuber figured it out,
Some
but
random
no, no.
YouTuber reached out to
Yeah.
Channel 7 News, who gets 2,000 viewers a day. They did a whole story. They
Um,
look at how Tate moved and what he did in the world, and look at what they're doing in Roblox. You're telling, dude, they have the Satan verse on these fucking things that those characters run around naked fucking each other. I swear to God, I've never seen them, David. But if the CIA's got black little fucking invisible file folders of special operations documents, I'm sure Roblox has got a little fucking kitty's corner. I'm sure Minecraft's got a little COVID-19 party going on under a bank somewhere. And these are the internet, just like the Skull and Bones and all these secret societies you read about. All that shit's too well known now, David. The new filter, the new what will we call it? Recruiting centers are these online chat parties and games.
Ryan chat. I don't know if you can see them. Can you see them? Can you see chats?
I can't if I click it.
Do you want to take this one?
Oh, I didn't hear about Roblox, but I did hear about senators changing the age of consent to 13. Where did this happen?
Well, that's what I was. To be honest with you, I want to look this up because I didn't hear that at all. So
Kill them.
first of
The
all, age
senators
of
that did
consent.
that, kill them. Kill them. I don't care. Send me to jail. Kill them.
Well,
They want to fuck your kid. Kill them.
age of
Kill them.
consent happens at a state level, I believe. It varies
Yeah, I
state
don't
by
give a
state,
fuck. It's
but
fucking gross. Kill them. Hang the people. I don't care. I don't care.
I agree.
This is
I want
great.
to.
This is fucking crazy. If the guy did it, fucking drive down there and beat him up. I don't know what else. You're not lowering the age of consent, people.
I'm gonna get fucking raided because I
If
just.
the MAGA shaman can get out of fucking terrorism cells because Trump fucking said so, I better get a fucking pardon for fucking hunting down pedophiles one day. This shit.
No, the age of consent in the United States has not been changed to 13 by senators across the country. The age of consent is determined by individual states. Thank you.
What
Varies
state
between
has the lowest
16 and
age of consent?
well, I know there's some that are 16 at its lowest, I think. Between 16 and 18, the most prevalent age of consent. The most prevalent age of consent among states is 16. That's wild. The federal age of consent for certain laws, like those related to child pornography or interstate. Okay, so for federal laws, they have their own age of consent. Is 18. This doesn't change the age of consent for sexual activity with specific states, which remains 16 to 18. Recent news reported mentioned a situation in which Utah Senate President J. Stewart Adams faced criticism for his role in helping a relative avoid jail after being accused of raping a 13-year-old. This incident, while concerning, does not indicate a widespread change of age of consent. So that
No, it's not indicative
one
of widespread
Utah
consent. It's just
senator.
one senator's brother trying to fuck a 13-year-old, David. Nothing to see here. They're all drunks and alcoholics, too. Nothing to see here. They're just all millionaires. Nothing to see here.
So here's the we'll just fucking get into it. Here's a
Shit
Yahoo
pisses
News
me off.
article about
Shit
this.
literally blows my brain.
GOP lawmaker changes law to help relative facing child rape charge. Republican Utah State Senate President Jay Stewart. So this is at a local level. Used his power to change a local law to help family member facing charges of allegedly raping a 13-year-old. Adams' family member, an 18-year-old high school student, was arrested and looking at 4 first-degree felonies. Then Adams stepped in. Before Adams, 18-year-olds who had sex with 13-year-olds as Utah were treated as adults, they legally were and could face first-degree felony charges of child rape. In Utah, anyone under the age of 14 cannot legally consent. Holy dick. Dude, you're 18, your state allows you to fuck 14-year-olds, and
And you're fucking a 13.
you still couldn't make it happen. Jesus Christ.
Couldn't find anybody older, huh?
Oh, man, I can't wait. You're 13 and 3 6. Dude, 14 is grossly young, and
She
it's
might be
legal
really
there, and
hot for 13, dude. You
you
sick
still can't
fucks.
pull it in.
You sick fucks.
Uh,
God.
While
How's
Adams
your daughter
swears his
grow,
family
dude?
members' charges had nothing to do with pursuing the rule change. Dude, okay, hold on. If you're the guy who is trying to change the legal age of consent to 13 and they're like, "Oh, is that cuz your brother?" Just say yes. Give yourself an out. Yeah, I'm trying to help my brother out. It's a piece of shit move, but at least you don't look like a fucking pedophile. You didn't you They gave you an out and you said, "Nope, I just want to fuck 13-year-olds."
I'm really impressed that they got a
Fucking
4-year window
wild.
in general. Just a 4-year window in general, and then he just had 6 months, dude, huh? You're right.
Jesus
Thanks,
Christ.
Mike. I appreciate the shit out of that article. That's good stuff.
Um,
Beat him up.
so yeah,
Beat him up.
and no, a bunch of
Beat him up.
senators did not try to do. One state senator in Utah did because of a family member. And yeah, fuck that guy.
Punch him. I don't.
Yeah,
Fucking
just,
sue me. Sue me,
yeah,
you two.
for sure.
Fucking punch him. Kids trying to fuck kids. Fuck them up.
That is gross, though. That's fucking gross.
Super
And
gross, dude.
wild. Utah is fucking wild.
Dude,
What the
14 is
fuck are you?
crazy.
What the fuck are you
Dude,
guys doing in Utah? It's all
I
the
don't even,
fucking
I don't even think
Mormons,
I had a.
dude. Do they fuck kids? Is that a thing with Mormons?
I didn't even think I had a paper route yet at 14, dude.
14 is fucking crazy. 14. Dude, she can't see it. She just barely is able to see a
PG-13.
PG-13 movie. She still can't go to an R-rated movie, and you're gonna fuck her. Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, she can get an R-rated movies when she's with me, David. Clearly.
Jesus Christ. 14 Utah? And somebody tried to lower it? Are you fucking with me? Holy shit. Get fucked. Are you kidding me?
It's gross, dude. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Beat him up. I will gladly go to jail for that guy.
Fucking
Beat
state
him
senator.
up.
Dude, someone
Fucking
tried.
break him.
A journalist asked him and tried to give him an out. Like, they literally gave him out. They're like, "Oh, are you changing this grossly already too young age to a younger age because your relative is going to go to jail?" Nope. Just think 13's the right number. Okay. All right,
God
man.
told me. God, it's in the Bible, David.
Ryan, I saw a statistic. We were talking about the Minecraft world and the censorship of information. And in the United Kingdom, I didn't realize it was this extreme. And I certainly didn't realize it was this extreme from years ago, but I saw a statistic and I didn't even think it was real until I looked into it more. But I saw a statistic that in 2023 in the United Kingdom, 30 people per day were arrested for online uh, content.
What?
30 people per day. Not in a year, which is already too many people. It was 30 per day. Hold on. Let me pull it up. The Malicious Communications Act, 1988 for the record, and the Communications Act 2003, specifically sections 1 and 127, give the police the power to arrest individuals for what they say online. On average, 30 people are arrested daily. Still think other countries have free speech? Europe? You think Europe's a great Western civilization with freedoms? Dude, we'd be in jail.
Is that
Let me
300?
be clear.
Is that 300,000 people a year?
12,000, I think.
30 times 356?
Yeah, 9, 10,000.
365?
Yeah, it's in that range. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Ryan, we'd be in jail in the UK, just to be clear. We would
I'd probably be,
absolutely be arrested.
I'd probably be fucking capital punishment, if anything. I told you to go down and fucking tear down them and sentence them to death for Nuremberg because they fucking made you take an experimental vaccine that they weren't supposed to make you take.
This is a legit parliament.uk, just for the record. The tendency to police literally what people are saying has been encouraged and enabled by not just this government, but their predecessors. The Malicious Communications Act 1988, this is exactly what I just read, arrest on average 30 people a day. In 2014, under the coalition government, something called non-crime hate incidents were introduced. Words uttered that are not yet criminal in themselves, but which the police should officially record nonetheless and hold against people. Since 2014,
How much for without a reasonable doubt, huh, David?
Since 2014, more than 133,000 such incidents have been recorded. That is more than 13,000 people per year. Some of these people have had their names recorded in police files and are children whose words were taken down when they were below the age of criminal responsibility and yet may be held against them for the rest of their lives.
I want you to look up how many pedophiles have been arrested in the United Kingdom since 2014.
Okay, what was the number to beat? 133,000?
Yeah, I bet you it's like 50,000 pedophiles. I don't even think there's 50,000 pedophiles in the United Kingdom.
How many people are in? I'm going to need Grok for this. How many people are in the United Kingdom? What's their population? I'm going to have to look that up too.
6 million, 7 million, 12 million. London's got to be one of the most populated cities on earth, I would imagine. I mean, the Romans founded it. Words uttered that are not yet criminal in themselves, but which the police should officially record nonetheless and hold against people. I don't even know what that means as far as terminology's sake.
Ryan, you fucking nailed it. Approximately, rough estimate, approximately 45 to 50,000 arrests from 2014 to 2025.
So they've arrested double the amount of pedophiles.
So you are a third as likely to be arrested for pedophilia as you are for your words on the internet.
So let me get this straight. I can fuck kids and not get trouble in the UK. If I say I'm gonna
hold on. Sorry, Ryan. No. Buff Mike. No. That is not the correct question. Buff Mike says, what kind of content was getting them arrested? I don't care.
Doesn't matter.
I don't care.
Can't have 99% freedom, David. Do I have the freedom of speech or do I not, David?
In the UK, you do not.
So they've arrested more people than kid fuckers because of the things they say on the internet.
By about 100,000 over the span by the span of 11 years.
That is a failed society.
So if you go to the United Kingdom and you fuck kids, you are not as likely to be arrested as if you post memes
fuck the government
on the internet. Get fucked. No, your society does not matter. Your country is a joke.
That is a failed system. You're arresting your own citizens for their political, non-political, freedom of whatever you want, for their speech on the internet that, let's be honest, their grandparents built. Okay, our grandparents built the internet. They laid the pipes. They pulled the wire. They fucking dug the holes. The government doesn't own the internet. The people of the country literally built it. We paid for the infrastructure. We paid for it to be put in. It's not the government's. It is ours. The internet is ours. It's an extension of my freedom of speech. It is an extension of my effects. My own personal algorithm is an extension of my effects. I'm not waiting for them either, David. I know we say this all the time. That's a failed system. They've arrested more people for their freedom of speech than they have kid fuckers. I will never take anything serious out of the United Kingdom again.
Do you remember they were going to come for people like us, Ryan, who aren't even in the United States? By the way, it's very,
Well,
very
Dave, I'll
shades
just
of
say I fuck kids. They'll leave me alone. Is that all I got to do is
very,
say I fuck kids and they'll leave me alone?
very shades of France going after a podcaster in the United States.
Fucking, this is
Who, by the
bullshit. I
way,
watch
who, by the
pedophile
way,
islands. You grope kids. You're grooming kids on Roblox, and then you're arresting free speech, but can't arrest all the pedophiles.
by the way,
Make it make sense.
the first lady of France is a pedophile.
Is a man.
Well, and a man. It's a man and a pedophile. I don't care. Fucking sue me. Who gives a shit?
Oh, that was France. I'm
She's
sorry.
man. I don't acknowledge. By the way, if a European person tries to sue me, I don't acknowledge your lawsuit. Go back to Europe and go fucking.
I
arrest
want to
people
know
for
how they.
get fucked.
Yeah, how could they sue an American citizen? Wouldn't you have to go through like an embassy? Like, how can I violate laws in another country when I live in mine?
Well, disturbingly enough, Ryan, and this
What are
is
you going to
I
extradite
have
me
a
because I said fuck the United Kingdom government? They're ran by pedophiles and royalty that needs to just burn and die away in the pages of history.
I do have a particular problem with this because, and I don't know what could be done about it, but I would imagine you could pull some strings. Does 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 President Trump know about the story? I suspect he does. Of the president of France and the first lady suing Candace Owens for her speech? Because if I'm the president of the United States and I hear that, get fucked. Get absolutely fucked. We don't take you seriously. We don't acknowledge you. You're a shitty European country. I don't care.
I'd fucking raise tariffs.
To 1,000%. Drop the
Yeah,
lawsuit.
you're
I
gonna
don't give a fuck.
fucking
What am I going to do? Buy from France? Who gives a shit? Baguettes.
You're gonna
Get
sue
fucked.
my citizens? Are you out of your fucking mind? You're gonna sue my citizens. Who the fuck are you? I'm the ruler of America. I am the president of America. I don't give a fuck about England. Here's the thing. The people that actually care about, well, we're all global. This is why globalism never, ever will work, people. It will never work. We would all have to be the same race, the same ethnicity, the same history, the same age, the same generation, the same sex, the same fucking, everything would have to be the same. You'd have to dilute all culture. Now, David, I know that's what they want. They just want to make the uni party and the uni person. They want to make us all asexual and all look the same. Just like the party did in 1984, David. All the men and women wore the same clothes, David. Isn't that odd, comrade? Get fucked. I would sue the living shit out of a country if they tried to sue my citizens for their free. So let's be honest, we have the most free speech ever. Get fucked twice. Like, this is crazy that we have to do history lessons. Like, this is bothersome. Our grandparents saved them. Saved. Hitler would have murdered them. Stalin would have fucked them up. Literally, my grandparents. I have uncles that shelled France for 2 fucking years. You're going to arrest me? While you're harbinging pedophiles on a quasi-crystal multiverse, David.
Yes, the France president lawsuit was for defamation against Candace Owens. I don't care.
At what point do we agree that the shit's off the rails? It's funny. What was the other thing? The Nobel Peace Prize winning scientists we use as like a joke. It's a running joke on the program.
There's like 17 of them.
Yeah. I think it was like 7. And I was like, how many is there? Dave's like, there's 112. It's like, so you didn't ask the other 90. You didn't ask a majority of the fucking top of the scientists, but you just cherry pick it? Look, I'd be okay if it was real that you like, oh yeah, we talked to all the scientists. All of them kind of agree. Be like, all right. I would still have questions because I'm naturally fucking suspicious. Fine. But 7 out of 100,
Well,
you didn't even try.
all the buildings are booby tracked, Brian. All of them.
Yeah,
We
you
all
didn't even
agree that
try.
they're all booby tracked.
You're like, you're just fucking with my. I'm not that smart. I'm not that smart, dude. Just ask, how many pedophiles did they catch? It's just the same amount of time. They put twice the amount of people away in jail for memes than they did fucking kids.
Well,
There's
almost
no,
3 times as many.
there's no laws. I don't need an election cycle. This is like, I said it the other day about chemtrails. Honestly, out of all the shit in the world, everybody can get fucked. Enjoy the plastic spoons. I tried telling you, don't eat you. I tried. We're at a point now we can't get away from it. Fine. The only thing I really have a problem with that I literally think every day it boils my skin is them fucking X's that they spray in the fucking air. You're telling me as an adult they fly planes across each other all day on purpose. Those are passenger airliners. Those are passenger airliners, really. Everybody going to the same spot at different times, huh? The same people leaving Florida coming to New York or going from New York to Florida. They just happen to fly the same path, David. Come on. It's fucking insulting. It's literally insulting. Like, at what point do you just say, you know what? I say fucking doing it. I'm filing 10 dependents on my fucking taxes. I'm serious. I should have to pay tax for fucking pedophiles. You're going to extradite me for having freedoms. This is crazy. I do not live in America. This is occupied country. They're terrorists. Dude, the idea that the president didn't come out and say, hey, don't try that is fucking telling. Because Trump's extraditing citizens that got here illegally, legally. He's just sending people back. Which we're like, yeah, like, maybe you should send the rapist back. But you know what? Maybe Trump just believes the shit.
I think he's just busy, Ryan. He's a little busy. He doesn't have time for the pedophiles. It's a Democratic hoax. He doesn't have time to defend his own citizens against attacks from foreign nationals because he must, Ryan. He must federalize.
I fucking swear to God, if I have to hear about the economy, I will fucking burn the Dow Jones Industrial Average off everybody's fucking cell phone screens. Like, we got it. I don't care about my 401k if you're fucking children. I really don't. Take everybody's wealth because we're morally bankrupt. There's no person to wash the blood away anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm not climbing in the crazy box for $1 million when I die at 70.
In Section 740. This is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're going to take our capital back. We're taking it back. Under the authorities vested in me as the President of the United States, I'm officially invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. You know what that is? And placing the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control, and you'll be meeting the people that will be directly involved with that. Very good people, but they're tough, and they know what's happening, and they've done it before.
Okay. We kind of touched on this yesterday. We've talked about this before. Here's the issue you run into, okay? Because there's a lot of people cheerleading this, all the cat turds of the world, of course. Here's the problem, okay? Even if you
context on the pedophilia, isn't France President law sorry defamation against Candace Owens? It is.
Yeah, who cares?
Sorry, I just caught these now, Dave. I apologize.
Yeah. Here's the problem with what Trump's doing and the people who love old Trump here. At some point in life, Donald Trump is no longer going to be president, and you may have a Kamala Harris presidency, an AOC presidency. You may have a boring Republican that you don't like presidency. Maybe Mike Pence becomes president, Ryan. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just saying Mitt Romney might become. I don't know. The point is, even if you like Trump enough to allow him to federalize local police departments, at some point, he's out of office. You don't want to allow this. You don't want this to be the standard. Because I guarantee you, Republicans would not love President AOC in 4 years, 3 years, taking control of some Oklahoma Police Department. That would be a problem. Maybe they'd be patrolling. Maybe they'd be patrolling for speech that they don't like and extraditing you to the UK so you could get, I don't know, sent to their prisons. Ryan,
call me old school, David. What Trump is trying to do should be done by militiamen. Call me old school, David. Not people paid by the government. Because it's very obvious to me, David, that as soon as you pay somebody, they're no longer a free fucking American. Because they will do whatever they want to keep that little piece of shit house they got. The people that gave you this country went homeless and were murdered. If you're not willing to do the same, it will happen to you. We're getting to that point. I've said it for years. They'll just strangle you economically. That was one of the ways. Let's call it what it is. This is suspension of cosmi posmatatis, David, or whatever the fuck it is. This is Trump federalizing local police. This is illegal. This is like against the Constitution, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure this is like, might as well be martial law.
It
might as well be martial law.
Yeah. Yeah.
Federalizing local police, the reason it's a problem, David, I know we know this, it separates all due process and the delegations of power, which is literally written into the fabric of the very systems that all these people are fucking walking around thinking that they know that they can protect. And we have people up there standing right next to the president, allowing him to be a tyrant in their city.
Well, the people next to the president, Ryan,
because they're second and third in command.
Are Pam Bondi, who famously had the Epstein files on her desk, and to the left is Pete Hegseth, who I don't actually have a particular issue with, but yeah, this is a bad. We talked about this yesterday a little bit. You want to talk about slippery slopes? This is beyond slippery slope. This is not good. I understand why people like this. I understand why they're cheerleading it, but you always have to look in the context of what will the Democrats do to me when they regain control.
Dave,
you can't have them federalizing your local police departments. You just can't.
We're talking the Republican Party, the people that talk about the Constitution and freedom, and you're just negating that. You're fucking negating all that. I thought Trump was the constitutionalist president, David. I thought he was the president of peace. So peaceful, you got to federalize local police. Where's the separations of power in that police department, David, if they all work for the president? What about the sheriffs? Is there no sheriffs in D.C.? I don't actually know. That's probably why they have a metropolitan police department. What happens there? Where's the separation of power? Is the judge now federalized too? It's a federal local judge, a local federal judge. David, how's that work? How's a local federal judge work? How's a local federalized police chief work? Or are you just deputizing them for the day? And then what does a deputized, federalized local police officer do, David? If they're federalized, that means they have the full power of the federal government, not just my local economy and my local police, right? By extension. Because the federal government operates on different laws, do they not, David? This is exactly how Hitler came to power and got away with it for so long. He was probably fucking kids too. Probably fucking kids too.
He had
telling people that they can't tell.
He had a whole group of them that followed him around, right? As to not, I want to be careful. We do have to get into the main headline or the title of today's episode, Ryan, which is an Israeli strike killed targeted strike killed some journalists, and we're going to get into that article. But I do think it's important to acknowledge why we're allowed to do this, because if we're in the United Kingdom, we're in jail. If we're on YouTube, we're canceled. And of course, Ryan, this only, and it can only. Oh, Ryan, just move just a little bit because you're in the screen. You've probably noticed that Rumble is growing fast and it's not slowing down, and I certainly have noticed this. They're building real alternatives to big tech, Ryan, that puts creators first and actually protects their free speech. It's the ultimate win for Rumble. And now there's Rumble Premium. It's an easy way to upgrade your experience with Premium. You get ad-free viewing across the platform. No pre-rolls, no interruptions, just the content that you came for. Plus, Premium members unlock exclusive content like bonus videos, behind the scenes drops, and more from your favorite creators. Right now, Rumble is offering $10 off an annual subscription. Just go to rumble.com/premium and use the promo code STUDIO at the checkout. That's rumble.com/premium. The promo code again was STUDIO. No ads, more freedom, and content that you actually care about. That's the whole deal. That's it. That's it. No need to be wordy, Ryan. That's it. It's a win. It's a complete win for everybody. No, Ryan. I don't know why that always, for whatever reason, I have no choice, Ryan. I can't pick where it goes on the screen. It just always tends to go on your face for some reason. Now that we're talking about, let me just put this up because this is another completely problematic thing. It's our greatest ally, of course. The UN, which I'm not a fan of either, condemns target Israeli attacks that killed 5 Al Jazeera journalists. Now, I know what you're thinking was maybe the office was booby-trapped. I get it. All the buildings there are booby-trapped.
Their computers are booby-trapped, David.
It's very possible. It's very possible. Benjamin Netanyahu, of course, does a great job as the prime minister of our greatest ally, Israel. And of course, if this were to happen, I just suspect that Al Jazeera was booby-trapped. That's the only answer. It's the only thing that's possible. The UN's Human Rights Office has condemned a targeted Israeli attack that killed 6 journalists. Is it 5 or 6? Calling it a grave breach of international law. 5 Al Jazeera journalists, including correspondent Anas al-Sharif, was killed in an Israeli airstrike on Sunday. 2 others were killed, including a freelance journalist, the broadcaster said. Israel's military said that it targeted Sharif, alleging he had served as the head of terrorist cell in Hamas. Something.
Imagine just being able to say somebody is something and you just can fucking just annihilate them.
Well, that is
just no due process.
That is quite problematic, don't you think, Ryan? Because because you could just say stuff and then bring it to your defense. Iran's been creating a nuke for and they were weeks away. They were so close. So what did? We bombed their facilities. Yes, we leveled Gaza, but only because every booby trap was booby trapped. Every house was booby trapped in the Gaza. Every building, all of them. We just had to blow them all up. We had to blow the entire strip up because it was all booby trapped. This journalist. All the journalists, all 5 or 6 or however many it was, all the journalists, especially this one journalist, it was just the head of a Hamas terror cell. So we just had to strike him. We had no choice, Ryan. What else were we gonna do? Maybe they'll give some food to the family though, of course, because they're.
In the social media post before his death, the journalist has heard criticizing Hamas. Oh, that's weird. Definitely tied to Hamas terrorists.
Which is crazy because I would think that. Well, maybe not because he was criticizing Hamas. I was going to say if he was criticizing Israel, maybe it's because he's a bot. But if he was criticizing Hamas, he must be a real person.
Well, 60% of them are bots, David. Well, what
they're
the
all
other
bad.
40%?
Yeah.
Well, what the other 40% say? Just the 60%.
No, 7 of the Nobel Peace.
7 of the Nobel Peace Prize.
Media rights groups and countries, including Qatar, condemned the attack. Or Qatar.
What do you mean? It's not like we arrested 130,000 of our own citizens for having an opinion, David. I mean,
no, that would be crazy, of course.
UK
Prime Minister UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, spokesman, and Keir Starmer, of course, the head of the United Kingdom, which of course is infamous for arresting 3 times as many people for speech as they are pedophiles, said the UK government was gravely concerned and called for an independent investigation. Speaking to reporters, Starmer's official spokesman said Israel should ensure journalists can work safely and report without fear. The funerals of Sharif, fellow Al Jazeera correspondent Mohammed, I'm not even going to try crack, and cameraman Ibrahim Zahir Mohammed Naful and Mohammed Aliwa took place on Monday following the targeted missile strike on their tent in Gaza City. Of course, they were in a tent because all the buildings were destroyed because they were booby-trapped.
They booby-trapped the tent, David?
Well, the tent must have been booby-trapped. I think that's the only logical thing that made
all the tents with their sheet sides.
All the buildings and all the tents, Ryan, are all booby-trapped.
All the buildings and all the tents can't put Gaza back together again.
Mohammed Khalidi was named by medics at Al Sharif's hospital as the 6th journalist who was killed during the strike. Reuters news agency reported another person was also killed in the attack, it said. So wait, was 6, 7 people? How many people were killed now? Streets in Gaza were thronged with crowds gathered for funerals. Anas al-Sharif was a household name who had millions of followers online, and I'm sure that's coincidental. Reporters Without Borders, a media freedom group, strongly condemned what it called the assassination of Sharif. Now, I wonder how Reporters Without Borders feels about journalists, of course, being able to not only be missile struck, but also being arrested because maybe it was in the public interest, of course, right?
Well, I mean, it's not legal yet, but we're going to hold you,
But it could be legal maybe in the future. It'll be worse.
maybe in the future we could arrest you on something.
The Foreign Press Association said that it was outraged by the targeted killing. It said that the Israeli military had reportedly labeled Palestinian journalists as militants, often without verifiable evidence. So just like you said, Ryan, you just say they were affiliated with Hamas, and then you missile strike them, and then let everything fall as it may after the fact.
Oops, I thought he was a terrorist. Oops.
You just missile strike first, ask questions later. I think that's the best policy.
Oops.
The Committee to Protect Journalists, CPJ, said it was appalled by the attack and that Israeli had failed to provide evidence to back up its allegations against Sharif. Yeah, I think you're a terrorist, bomb. Israel has a long-standing documented pattern of accusing journalists of being terrorists without providing any credible proof. The Israeli military has suggested that a document found in Gaza confirmed Sharif belonged to Hamas. It says that they found documents that confirmed he belonged to Hamas. Present them.
The BBC cannot independently verify these documents and has seen no evidence of Shafarf having involvement in the current war or remaining an active member of Hamas.
So are they saying, is Israel saying they have the documents, or did they just say we saw documents?
Dude, that was the entire Al Jazeera news crew. Do you see that? No Israeli explanation has so far been given for the killing of the entire Al Jazeera news crew.
Is that right?
Wow,
it was the whole Al Jazeera news crew?
All their traveling journalists covering the fucking war.
CPJ says at least 186 journalists have been killed since the start of Israel's military offensive in Gaza in 2023. Since 2023, Israel has killed 186 journalists? That's crazy.
Dude.
Holy shit. 200 journalists? Dude, if it's like a couple because they were in like a war zone, it's like, dude, I get it. Like, you're in the war zone. Shit's going to fucking go down. 186?
You just wiped out the entire news crew at one time?
This wasn't 3 because they happened. And Israel even said they targeted this person. So it's not like it's like an accidental, oops, you were in the booby-trapped children's hospital. They said they were actively trying to kill this person. Israel must respect and protect all civilians, including journalists, the UN Human Rights Office said in a post on X. We call for immediate, safe, and unhindered access to Gaza for all journalists. Last month, the BBC and 3 other news agencies, Reuters, AP, and AFP, issued a joint statement expressing desperate concern for journalists in the Gaza Strip, who they say are increasingly unable to feed themselves and their families, which is crazy because, if I remember correctly,
they said they gave all that food.
2 million tons of food. Like, that's certainly enough. There should have been leftovers for the journalists, I would think.
David, maybe they're just misreporting the facts because they don't have journalists on the ground to report how much food there really is.
Well, that's true. Maybe there was way more. Maybe there's way more food, Brian. There could have been 4 million tons of food. And because they killed 186 journalists, nobody knows how much food there was. You never know, Ryan.
Dude, 186 journalists is crazy. No wonder you don't get any news out of the Middle East.
In less than 2 years. Almost 2 years, exactly, if you want to go that far. But meanwhile, in Gaza, 5 more people have died from malnutrition in the past 24 hours. Maybe they need to ramp it up to 2.1 million tons of food, including 1 child, according to the Hamas-run health ministry. Now, I get it. Maybe that's not the best source. Maybe if you're
that's Al Jazeera journalism, David, but you keep fucking killing them.
That's true. I would have asked a reporter, but you blew up 6 of them in one strike that was targeted towards the reporter. Yes, but if you're you're trying to say that they're starving these people and Hamas is to blame, and then you ask Hamas is probably gonna not tell the truth. I'm sure the truth is somewhere in the middle. Maybe Hamas says they starve everybody. Israel says they gave 2 million tons of food. I'm gonna say it's in the middle somewhere. I don't
I
know.
mean,
Maybe that's
David,
just
let's
me.
be honest. Muslims do like to fast, so maybe they're just switching Eid for thinking they're starving. I don't know.
But to your point yesterday, Ryan, maybe if they didn't blow up the entire strip, maybe they could feed themselves. Maybe you wouldn't have to provide them food.
Dude, blowing up all the buildings because they were booby trapped is crazy. That is government cuckerment at the highest. That's Jew level cuckerment. Like,
The UN's humanitarian agency said on Friday that the amount of aid entering Gaza continues to be far below the minimum required to meet people's immense needs. Last month, UN-backed global food security experts warned the worst-case scenario of famine is currently playing out. They call it famine. You could argue it's genocide. Israel has continued to deny that there's starvation in Gaza and has accused the UN agencies of not picking up aid at the borders and delivering it. I have my doubts. I have my doubts. The UN's humanitarian agency said that it continues to see impediments and delays as it tries to collect aid from Israel-controlled border zones. Israel launched its offensive in response to the Hamas-led attack on southern Israel on October 7, 2023, which about 1,200 people were killed and 251 others were taken hostage. Since then, 61,430 people have been killed in Gaza as a result of Israel's military campaign. Just a mere 61,000, right?
yeah, I don't think Israel has free speech, but 100%. Well, like, we kind of covered yesterday, Big Mike. I don't know, Buff Mike. I don't know if you were here about the whole booby trap building thing, but I had a hard time with that one.
All the buildings?
All the buildings and all the King's men, David.
Oh. Put a little chat right up on the screen.
Yeah, it just. It's also interesting, David, that people say that there's no like big players and there's no like real elites or there's no like conspiracies pulling all the strings. But you can very clearly see the Gaza, this whole conflict. If you cover it long enough, they double dip. They're blowing up shit and saying that they got to blow it. Like, do we not see the gears of war and how they move and how the lever of the mechanisms are pulled and how they can just pull smoke over all our eyes? I'm not saying all this just to be a grandstander for either side or think that our voice is going to change anything. The main reason of this program at this point, David and I always talk about this, is just there's a war on for your mind. You got to trust your senses. They're literally telling you that they're blowing up all the buildings because they needed to, because they were booby trapped. They spray X's in the sky right in front of the sun, but they say there's no such thing as geoengineering. But they made it rain in Dubai. Use your senses. Trust your instincts. This isn't just like the thing that's crazy is like all the stuff with Israel. Great. Granted, we track and trace it. They do that shit here. Like it's the modus operandi. It is the standard operating procedure for these people. The modus operandi, David. It is the Hegelian dialect. It is cross-spectrum dominance. They attack you at all fronts. It's an economic war. It's a psychological war. It's a biochemical war. It's a philosophical war. It is a literal war. It's a war between, have and have-nots, the rich and poor, the black and white, the Christian, Jews, Muslims. And everybody, they're dividing us. It's a distraction. No, people. No, it's not a distraction. They got our number. They're gearing and steering society. They want to arrest Dave and I for telling you to bring down pedophile islands. And they're so bold and ignorant. We're not the pedophiles. They're so bold and ignorant, they actually think that the United States government would allow it to happen. And you know what, David? They very well might. And ain't that some shit that one day I just may not be on air because of England. I'll gladly cash that check. As always, Dave Ryan, December 17th, 73. Catch us on Rumble Premium for the greatest podcast in all of human history. As always, David, I appreciate you most for fighting to save all of humanity with me, and even Sam, even though they're not here. And yeah, everybody else, thank you for tuning in. I will see you all tomorrow for the Tuesday transmission, and poor Bills.
I just saw it doesn't matter, it's preseason. I just saw, and we have to get into it tomorrow. I just saw a clip, like very vaguely. I didn't watch it or anything, but the very first words of the clip is men don't need sex. So we're going to talk about if men need sex tomorrow. Yes.
Yo, I need sex or I'm jerking off.